In the National League. Join us on BBC Radio T Sport this Saturday from 2.
BBC Radio Tees.
Now then, at 8:21, let's meet a man now who wants to re-establish the Middlesbrough RoundTable. Now, the RoundTable is a non-political, non-religious organisation around the world for young men that gives them the opportunities to build relationships and support communities and charities. Now, it was commonplace at one point to have a round table across the regions, but not so much anymore. They're getting a little bit of a resurgence, but hoping to rekindle the Middlesbrough RoundTable is Amir 𝐿𝑜𝑒𝑒𝑒, and he joins us in the studio this morning. Good morning, Amir.
Good morning, good morning. How are we doing today?
I'm good this morning. Now, I have to admit, I'm pretty ignorant to this. I know we've just described it there, but I don't really know a lot about the RoundTable. What are you trying to do?
Right, so I'll start it off with saying that we're not the Masons, we're not the Rotaries. We've got no secret handshakes or initiations. So anyone from any walk of life, providing you're between 18 or 45, it doesn't matter what your background is. It really doesn't. You are more than welcome to join us. What we do really is we're a social events club for young men. We meet 2 to 3 times a month. Like some of our activities are rock climbing, which is tomorrow. And we've got mini golf on the 19th of March and then some axe throwing on April the 2nd. And the only thing that you need to have is a can-do attitude and be willing to participate in these events. That's all it is.
I've got to say, the axe throwing, I tried that. I thought this won't be for me. I loved it. It was great. So this sounds fantastic. And especially, like you say, because it's men. And sometimes men don't go out and they don't form friendships and they don't socialise. And we know it can cause big problems, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, I can go into a little bit of myself, for example, to show you like what led me to be here. So last year I joined Stockton RoundTable. Thankfully, it really changed my life. I'll be very honest. 5 years ago, I moved up here from London to be with the missus, closer to them. So I spent a lot of time focusing on family. I worked all over the place. I had no social life whatsoever. Now, for most part, social life, you think, what's the importance of it? Well, you're going to start getting... You almost become a little bit miserable, really, without the camaraderie, without a little friendship or a group of friendship that you've got around you, and then that's going to leach onto your local life as well. So your partner might start noticing it. You might become less engaged with the family life, and then you come across something like RoundTable, where you, as a bunch of men, can just show up to an activity, have a good laugh, have a little chat afterwards, and that's it. There's no judgments or any of that. You're just free to be who you are and do what you like to do.
Have you had much response to this then? Does it look like it's going to be a positive thing?
Yes, actually. I've had over 30 inquiries. Right now, as it stands, we've got 21 guys in the group chat.
Oh, fantastic.
Trying to get 21 guys organised to show up to a social, though, that's a challenge there in its own. But all of these guys so far, they're into that group chat, and you can instantly see the benefits of what it's bringing to these guys. They've finally got a little community. Some of them might even have a really social, active life, but they just don't get out. They just don't do anything. They might spend a lot of time with the family, and then next thing you know, you kind of start losing yourself a bit. So this is a good way to find yourself again, possibly even get new experiences, even in the working world, because we've got roles available. So if anyone wants to take on a responsibility, then so be it. So if you have a bit of an anxious nature about you and whatnot, and you're worried about what someone else might think, like work, you've got consequences there if you don't do something right. Whereas here, it's just, you make mistakes with friends, and that's the best way to learn about how to move forward.
And everyone's just there for the same thing as well, so I can imagine it being very welcoming and open.
Yes, yeah. Every time someone introduces themselves into the group chat, guaranteed 4 or 5 guys will jump on the opportunity to welcome into the madhouse, as we call it.
It's brilliant. You know, we have an over 50s youth club, right? The Toffee Club, have you heard of those guys? Oh, they are brilliant. So they operate at the Middlesbrough Sports Village, and it's just basically they do walking football, they all go in the gym, they play dominoes, and it's basically what you're doing, but for the over 50s, and it's just men. But honestly, they have an absolute blast. They have the best time ever, so it's nice to know that the younger generation are being catered for as well. I mean, obviously, this is going to be mega when you start this RoundTable in Middlesbrough, but have you got big plans for the future?
I have. So we've actually looking at bringing back the Santa sleigh, which has been highly demanded.
Oh, wow.
Now, our Facebook account has been inactive for about 4 years now, but every time come November, we'll get a little resurgence and people asking about the Santa sleigh. So we're going to bring that back. And then As part of the Stockton one, we've also got the duck race, which is a great summertime event and a wonderful way to have a good time with the children and raise some money for charity. One idea that we floated ourselves is possibly a picnic in the park with teddies. So families can come along to the park with their picnic and we'll just provide a teddy. We haven't done the logistics yet, so please bear with us. And if I have a remote slight of success, as the old Middlesbrough RoundTable did, then we will be celebrating it with a very big non-profit fireworks show.
Oh, wow.
Which is my ideal plan.
Ah, that sounds fantastic. So if anyone wants to join or find out more, how do they go about it?
Very easy. You just get in touch with us on Facebook. So we've got the Middlesbrough RoundTable on Facebook. Just drop us a message and we'll do the rest, really.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'd just like to mention some of the history of Middlesbrough RoundTable, what the old boys have actually managed to achieve back in their heyday. I think is really cool. They went up to British Rail, they chartered a train, they got it from Saltburn to London, and they sold the tickets dead cheap. Some of your listeners might actually remember this happening, right? They sold the tickets for dead cheap and they would do the Christmas shopping down in London. So the RoundTable would provide the drinks, the ladies' circle would provide the food, and off they went, had a wonderful day. And they also managed to do one of the largest bone marrow donation drives in collaboration with all of the doctor's surgeries in Middlesbrough, becoming one of the biggest drives globally back in their heyday. And also, they have managed to get a letter from Winston Churchill apologising for missing a meeting, which I have been geeking out myself over quite a lot. But yeah, also don't think this is just for men. We've got ladies' circles. We've also got ones that are for the over 45s, which is the 41 Club and Tangent. So we are catering pretty much from anyone from the age of 18 and upwards. So once you hit 45, there's somewhere for you to go. But also we've got a global network of people that you will become absolute extreme friends with.
It sounds brilliant. It's just getting back to some good old fun, isn't it? And just, socialising, community spirit. That's what we need. Amir, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Really, really appreciate it. You can check them out at facebook.com/Borough Roundtable or roundtable.co.uk if you want to find out a little bit more about that. The brilliant Amir there talking us through it. Go and check them out. It sounds brilliant. Now, just before your news update with Ian...